Hello and welcome everyone. It is time for Jim Comics Top Picks for New Comic Book Day this upcoming Wednesday, April 13th, 2022. It is Saturday, April 9th. I'm putting this out a day late again. I'm really trying to get these out on Fridays, but I was out of town this week for a few days and I didn't get back. Oops, just hitting my stand there. Just getting back late till like midday wet Thursday, so yeah, it ends up being today this week. So a lot of good stuff to talk about. And as usual, you're all awesome. So we'll talk some comics. I'm going to talk on a few things that I picked up the last little bit. Some free comic book day books you want to get, and then we'll get into everything else. So going to start with free comic book day. That is coming up, obviously, the beginning of May. So we're still about a month away from that. But a couple books, one for sure you really want to get. I think it's going to be the big one of them all, is Avengers X-Men Free Comic Book Day, because that has the first appearance of Bloodline, who's the daughter of Blade. That is going to be her first appearance of comics. I think it's a full appearance in there. It may just be a cameo. I'm not 100% sure, but I know she does appear in there. So that is one you really want to get. If you only get one, that's the one I'd recommend, because she, with everything Blade and Midnight Suns and Ghost Rider and everything else coming down the road, you know eventually she's going to show up somewhere. So yeah, really try to get that one. The other one I'm looking at is Amazing Spider-Man Venom, because you're going to get your first look at the new Amazing Spider-Man. Whether or not anything good happens there, I don't know, but it is kind of the launch of the new what volume is that now? Spider-Man, I don't even know, 5? I think it's the 5th volume. It's just there's so many of them. I love Spider-Man though. So anyways, those are two free comic book day books that I would really recommend. I'm going to look into a few more and let you know in the next week or two if something else pops up. But for now, especially at Avengers, talk to your shops and at least try to get yourself one or two of those. I mean, that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to start with a couple books that I got the last little bit. Hulk number 5. I know nothing major happened in here, but I do want to show you the last page. If you haven't read it, turn it, whatever, turn it off, or skip ahead. I kind of think that last page there with the Hulk at the bottom, I know you're still seeing the Hulk in his green form, but the eyes and shooting the laser beams out is kind of a Titan thing. So technically you're kind of getting a cameo of Titan, because I think from there he'll transform into whatever he transforms into. I mean, it's not going to I don't think that book's going to do anything, but you kind of see his eyes here and then here. So I think he's just on the verge of transforming into Titan at that point. So good one to have if you don't have it. But like I say, don't run out and buy it if you don't have it, because I don't think it's going to go anywhere. But I'm glad I got that one. And I got to talk about Batman Killing Time. Man, I haven't picked a Tom King book as a pick of the week for years. And last week I picked Batman Killing Time number 2, because normally when you have a cameo of a character in an issue, and then 2 issues later he or she is on the cover, the book in between is usually the full appearance. So, like with Gaslamp, you had 13 was a cameo, 14 was full appearance, and then 15 was on the cover. And so you had cameo in issue 1, and issue 3 is on the cover. So I'm like, well, issue 2's got to be full appearance. What happens? He's not even in the book. That's what I get for picking Tom King for Batman Killing Time. Oh man, I can't believe it. Anyways, that was my pick of the week, or one of my picks of the week, even on Key Collector, and he had to take it off because it turns out he wasn't even in there, and that's on me on that one. That had nothing to do with Nick. That was my pick, so he took it off there because it never showed up. But anyways, that's the way it goes sometimes. This is what I get for picking Tom King. I want to talk about Batman White Knight real quick. This book, it was said to be underprinted, and I don't believe it was, but I don't know that a lot of people are paying attention to this one. I know there's a new Robin in here, and everybody's focusing on that. But to me, the bigger point is Harley Quinn's 2 daughters, Bryce and Jackie, who are now teenagers, because up to this point, they've just been babies, like babies and toddlers. They first showed up in Batman Curse of the White Knight number 4. I've got the book, but I'll just put an image on the screen. You can see it there. So that is technically their first appearance, just a brief cameo. You just see them in the background, kind of at the hospital where they're born. And then you know, throughout that series, you see them in the stroller and everything else. But this is the first time that they're probably, I would guess by the look of it, they're like 15, 16, 13, I don't know, somewhere in there, mid-teens kind of thing. And Bryce seems to be, you know, the more tame, calm, level-headed character. And Jackie looks like she's going down the road to become kind of a Joker type of character. And of course, at the very end of the last page of this book, Jack Napier is back as the Joker. So I'm wondering if this Jackie is going to end up being a sidekick to the Joker, much like Robin is to Batman. So if you haven't got this Batman White Knight #1, or if you do, hang on to it. Don't. I know the price has gone up a little bit because people are thinking it's underprinted. I don't think it is, but I really think that long term this is a good one to have, because I've said it so many times. This is the 4th volume. You had Batman White Knight, then you had Curse of the White Knight, then you had that Harley Quinn 6-part miniseries, and now you got this. So this is technically the 4th volume, and Sean Murphy is creating his own universe, and I've said it several times, and at some point they are going to do either an animated series or a live show or movies based on this or whatever, and I think it would be really good. And these characters are going to show up. This is one of those stick them away and let them simmer for a bit, because these are a long play on these ones for sure, but worth getting for sure, totally worth getting. So I just had to talk about those because, man, I'm still pissed about that Tom King book. Anyways, I'm going to get into what I'm looking at this week, and at the end I'm going to talk about some more stuff. Flashpoint Beyond Zero is out this week, and I'm really looking forward to this one. The interesting thing in this one is you've got Thomas Wayne as Batman, and he's being helped by Mime and Marionette from Doomsday Clock. You all know about them. They made their first full appearance in Doomsday Clock #1. I love those characters, and again, this is a long play. This is one you got to hang on to, because it'll sit at, you know, $10, $15, whatever the price is. It'll sit there for 5 years, and all of a sudden, bang, it'll explode. So hang on to those. So yeah, they're helping Batman try to figure out who this new serial killer this character called the Clockwork Killer is. And, you know, and it's Jeff Johns is writing it. He's the one who wrote Doomsday Clock, so he's bringing a lot of his characters back in. He's also writing it with Jeremy Adams and Tim Sheridan. They're kind of sharing the writing on this. It's a 6-part miniseries plus the issue 0 this week, so technically a 7-part series. And I like these 7-part series, and hopefully, unlike Doomsday Clock, which, as you know, the issues got delayed. It ended up being like 2.5, 3 months, I think, if I remember right, between issues after issue 3, because it was a good series, but the delay really killed the reading of it. It really slowed it down. But anyways, in this issue 1, you get the first cameo of Mime and Marionette's son, Clark Maez. Just a photograph in issue 1. You'll see an image on the screen. And then issue number 6, you get another cameo. This time it's kind of a flashback, because you see Mime and Marionette making out, and then later on she gives birth to the baby at the hospital. So issue 1 you have a photo. Issue 6 you have just an image of the baby. And then issue 12, this is to me is a big one. And again, this is one of those books that it'll sit there and sit there and sit there, and all of a sudden, holy shit, people freak out that that's a good book to have. Because this is the first full appearance of Clark Maez. He's probably, I want to say probably 10 years old, something like that. But in this issue 12, now you get kind of the whole, you see Dr. Manhattan, it's a flashback, and then it leads up to the future all in kind of a few pages. But it is a full appearance of Clark Maez. But he's listed as Clark Dryberg, because Dr. Manhattan takes the baby from the hospital just after it's born, and then it basically adopts it and teaches it, teaches him all, ways of the universe and all this kind of stuff, and then transfers a whole bunch of his powers to Clark before he disappears. And he also transfers a bunch into the planet itself, so not everything went into Clark. But the funny thing is, when he took the baby from the hospital, there's a statement there that he makes that he's blinded about the child's future because of his emotions, because he obviously, Leslie Silk Spectre was his kind of love of his life there until he went off and became Dr. Manhattan. But the child Clark Dryberg now goes and lives with those people. But I'm kind of thinking that this is just a theory I have. But I'm kind of thinking that this Flashpoint Beyond, there's a good chance that Clark becomes the Clockwork Killer. It would make sense to me, especially with Doomsday Clock being the original series that he showed up in. And so many times when you get those miniseries, just like this one, you get one character that shows up. And it's funny that issue 1 you get his first appearance, and then issue 12 right at the end you get his full appearance. So, you know, Jeff Johns isn't going to write all it in there just for nothing. He's going to use them down the road, and the fact that he's writing this one, that's just a theory I have. But if you got 12, or if you find 12 sitting in the back issue bins, I highly recommend you pick it up, because that is his first full appearance in issue 12. So really good one to get. And again, I'm really looking at this Flashpoint Beyond, because if he isn't Clockwork Killer, we are going to get a new character called the Clockwork Killer somewhere in this miniseries, and only being a 6-parter, technically 7. Really good one to get. That's what I like about these miniseries. There's almost always a new character that shows up, and they're a good one too. So that's it. Oh, sorry, DC. I got one more book from DC. Sandman Universe Nightmare Country. #1 is out this week. Whole bunch of covers. It's a new ongoing series, but it's by James Tynion, and as you know, he's a really good writer. A lot of the stuff he does is stuff you want to own, so I'm picking that one up for sure, because that looks like a really good one. That's it from DC. From Marvel, I'm getting Avengers Forever #3, the second print. Lots of multiple prints out this week. And remember, folks, I've said it a million times. I know a lot of you are aware of this by now, but try to get these second prints, especially second, thirds, all that stuff, when the new character shows up. And in Avengers Forever #3, as you know, we got Mariama, Spectre, female Moon Knight show up in their first appearance. So worth getting that, hanging on to it. Get the second print if you can. If there's a third print that comes out down the road, get that too. That's all I can say. Black Panther #5 is out this week. Been waiting for this one for a while. Bunch of covers. Cover A is the one I'm getting, and it's very reminiscent of Ultimate Fallout 4, which I think is the reason this people jump to the conclusion that he's the next Miles Morales. I don't know. But it's definitely a cover swipe. And then whether or not this is... I've heard other people talking about this too. I mean, this has been around for quite a while, but... and I thought the same thing. Is this Marvel's way of introducing somebody to kind of take over for Chadwick Boseman, who passed away? Like, maybe not have... Because I know Marvel and Disney said they're not going to just hire another actor to take over as Black Panther. So... If they somehow either kill off Black Panther or whatever they're going to do, or he goes off in a different dimension or whatever, this character, you get a new character taking over kind of the role of what Black Panther had. I don't know. We'll have to see, but be interesting to read it. So, but Black Panther #5 for sure, get that one. And I'm getting cover A, Alex Ross cover. I love his stuff. Again, another couple more second prints. Ghost Rider #1 second print. Getting that one for sure, because that's your first Swordmaster as I'm saying Ghostmaster. Iron Fist #1 second print is your first Swordmaster as Iron Fist, is what I was trying to say. You also have Ghost Rider #1 second print out this week as well. Couple first appearances in there, kind of minor in my opinion, but I'm still getting it. Second prints are almost always lower print runs, so worth getting those. Another big one this week is Miles Morales 37. 3 covers for this one. I don't think I need to tell you about this one. We've all, you know, it's been well known for a while that Billy Morales is showing up. She's on the cover 38, and there's, like I say, there's 3 covers for this. Regular cover, then there's a variant, and then the I can't remember the guy's name. Is it Kyle Nagu? I'm probably butchering that name. Anyways, there's a cover C. You see Miles kind of flying with his, or swinging around with his spider webs, and in the back there's those drones flying. I know somebody else pointed this out. I can't remember who it was. Might have been Absolute Venom again. But those are the same drones that you see on the cover 38. So obviously they're in Salem's world and all that kind of stuff. Highly likely, if Billy is on the cover of 38, that we may get a cameo of her in 37. As I've said for quite a while, that possibly 36 we could have, but I kind of didn't think so. But this is the one. If we're going to get it, it'll be this one. So just pick this one up is all I can say. Star Wars 22, I'm buying, I've got this on my pull list because Charles Soule's writing this. And again, remember folks that at some point we're going to get a cameo or first appearance of that Reva, oh god, the name's, I'm going to forget. I have to put on the screen because I've just drawn a blank as to what the name of those characters are. Oh god, it's so bad, I know it too. Anyways. But there's a nice cover B for this. There's a regular cover with Chewie. It kind of looks cool. He's in a firefight. And then cover B is a Sprouse cover. It's got Kylo and Rey on it. It's a really nice looking cover. That's another one of those Sprouse covers. I'm getting that one for sure. There's a whole bunch of covers for this one, but I'm getting that B for A and B for this one, so it looks good. And like I say, I've got Star Wars on my pull list. Oh, and talking about this Charles Soule, Crimson, this is kind of going off topic just a little bit, but still a Star Wars. Crimson Reign #4, Charles Soule mentioned that issue is going to be about the Knights of Ren. We're going to find out a lot more about the history of the Knights of Ren and everything else. But also Star Wars 25. And Star Wars 25 looks like it's going to be a really good one because the there's a bunch of stuff going on in that one, especially with the tie in Obi-Wan Kenobi and everything. But that one's been delayed by a month. Number 25. So I don't know if there's something else they're working into that or what's going on, but all I can say is Star Wars 25. Make sure you got that on your pull list because Soule said Crimson Reign #4 and Star Wars 25 are two books you really want to get, and I'm going to listen to what he says. So I'm getting. I just can't recommend that one enough. Number 25. Last one for Marvel this week is What If Miles #2. Each issue he's a different character. This week he's kind of morphed into X-22 kind of thing. But the cool thing is each issue he's a different character. And for what I've heard, and I've seen an image of it, issue 5, he kind of combines, morphs into all 5 characters. Whether or not that's a thing, I don't know. But I'm getting all these What If Miles because down the road these got some potential for stuff. So anyways, that's it for my books this week. My picks, I got Sandman Universe, Nightmare Country, #1, James Tynion, writing that. That Batman, or sorry, that Flashpoint Beyond Zero. I'm putting that in there because I don't know, at some point we're going to get first appearance of Clockwork Killer, and I don't know where he's or she is going to show up. I think it's a he. And I'm really hoping it's that Clark Maez, Maima Marriott's son. That would really be a cool story. So that definitely is a pick this week. Avengers Forever #3, the second print. First female Moon Knight, Mariama Spector. Definitely worth getting that one. Miles Morales 37. I can't recommend that one enough because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen any images yet, but I would suspect we get a cameo of Billy in that issue. Worth getting that one. And then honorable mention is What If Miles #2, just because all these characters at some point are going to morph into one kind of. It seems to be the thing now. They've done the mashup thing with 2 characters now. I guess they got to go 5. So we'll see where that goes. But anyways, I got all these my Fantastic Fours in the background. Had them for a long time. They're low grades. I don't know what they are. Probably 2s, 2.5, somewhere there. I don't know, nothing great, but I mean they're still pricey books, great ones to own, first scrolls in comics, so you know, I'm pretty happy to own them. And these things are starting to really heat up. This is their first, their new uniforms and everything, the first car and all that kind of stuff, and I think the building shows up in that one too. They're getting pretty pricey, but I don't have #5, unfortunately. First Doctor Doom, God, I wish I had that one, but I don't. But anyways, I see that these are really starting to kind of creep up in price, and people are paying attention. And all these old books, man, they're getting harder and harder to find. So if you do come across them at a good price, they are definitely worth picking up. But anyways, that's all I got for you, folks. I will have some more on Free Comic Book Day in the next week or two if I hear any more. But like I say, talk to your shop and try to get that that Avengers X-Men Free Comic Book Day pre-ordered, or at least have a couple pulled for you when they come in, because that's going to be a good one. So anyways, talk to you later in the week. Bye for now.